welcome to the Cruising is Life podcast. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or just starting out, we have something for everyone. So sit back, relax, and get ready to set sail with us on the Cruising is Life podcast.
Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Cruising is Life podcast. I had the wrong thing up. Welcome back, Dimitri. We are back with another ship review today. So today we're going to be reviewing I guess no longer new. It was new as of no longer new as of while you were on board. But Dimitri,
I know halfway through the cruise, I said I'm not on the newest Norwegian ship.
Right, exactly. But Dimitri has just returned from his recent cruise on board the Norwegian Aqua. And today we're going to just ask him a bunch of questions, see how he enjoyed his cruise, how he liked it, and so on. And then we'll, of course, as normal, we'll run through 10 categories and then each given a scale of 10. And then at the end of the podcast here, we're going to give it a score out of 100 based off of these 10 rankings. But first off, if you want to quickly tell the audience, it's been a while, so if you want to tell them where they can find you on social media.
I'm just on Instagram, cruise_for_life. I'll be posting pictures from the trip.
Very nice.
As much as people like to use Instagram, please give me a follow.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like your photography is very good, though, so it's like good for Instagram. But right. Yeah, go give Dimitri a follow if you don't already. But yeah, I guess first off, give us just your initial thoughts, like overall thoughts before we dive into these categories, like what you thought of the cruise.
We had a great cruise. It was, we were mostly just going for the ship. We had already been to all these places. Great Stirrup Cay was a nice addition. Mm-hmm. It was their Eastern Caribbean itinerary. I bet anybody who's familiar with Norwegian can guess it because it's been the same for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
We had a great time. Loved the ship. Good places. So weather, which is surprising for this time of year. Yeah. It's Norwegian's newest ship, so I don't think there's much you can complain about. But right. There's definitely things.
Right. Exactly. And it's funny you mentioned like the ports. It's funny because I was thinking like it is a good itinerary, but you're exactly right. Like Norwegian typically will just it's the same Eastern Caribbean itinerary for basically anything that's running that route.
Exactly.
It never varies off of those 4 ports. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So again, we're gonna run through just 10 categories and rank them all out of 10, and of course at the end we're gonna give it a score of 100. But our first category here is the app. How was the Norwegian Cruise Line app? I know we kind of hold the Royal Caribbean one to the gold standard here, but how was the app, and I guess checking in from the app?
So I didn't use the app for anything pre-cruise.
Okay, not even check-in?
Not even check-in. I did everything online on my computer. Maybe that was just me.
Okay.
I had deleted the app until like a day before the cruise. So I didn't really use it. But sorry, I can't speak on that. But the app for the rest of the trip, it was good. You could see what was happening around the ship, times things open and close. So like the freestyle daily is what they call it.
Right.
The weird thing is that they post it as like a PDF. So it's like you can zoom in and out, like it's like just a picture of a page. The other thing is you could not see menus for the restaurants.
I noticed that on NCL Star a few weeks ago. There was no menus on the app, which was a huge bummer. But they had a lot of those big TV screen like kiosks around the ship, and you could check them there. But like, I want to check it from my phone.
But like if I'm in my room and I want to know what's for dinner tonight, like
right, exactly. I'd rather check from my phone instead of, lazy me. I don't want to walk 5 feet to the elevator bank. But at the same time, like, I want to just check it from my phone. The app's there for a reason.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and then like anything else that really like stood out on the app? Anything that was good?
So if you do not buy the Wi-Fi, obviously Norwegian gives you free at sea 150 minutes, but it is like $8. I don't remember if it's $8 a day or $8 for the whole cruise
Mm-hmm.
to text if you don't want to do Wi-Fi. Um,
Oh,
I don't
that's
know if
right.
Royal Caribbean includes it. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if Carnival does either.
NCL's,
But
to my knowledge, the only one that actually charges you to use the texting feature. I could be wrong on
but the
that, but
thing is
they're
that
one of
like
the only few.
I wonder if like we didn't try it, but like even if you didn't buy the Wi-Fi, like you could still iMessage.
It's a good
I
question,
have no
actually. I
idea.
don't know. I haven't
Good
tried
question.
that.
Yeah,
Um,
so I'm not sure. It didn't matter for us. We all bought the Wi-Fi. Other than that, the app,
and
there's
I
not
guess we'll
much you
loop
could really
in.
do on it. Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, I guess I kind of want to loop in like the Wi-Fi itself into here. We haven't really done that in the past, but I guess looping it into the app slash Wi-Fi, I guess. Like, how is the connectivity throughout the ship? It's not, in my opinion, never the most important part, but I guess, it's nice to stay semi-connected as well.
It's Norwegian's newest ship, and they're both Wi-Fi speed, and their connectivity was disappointing.
Really.
So I originally bought the first level package. So what is it, the voyage package?
Mm-hmm.
Get on the ship, things are working, Instagram or Facebook, all that stuff. Snapchat is no longer included. So if you wanted to post on Snapchat, sorry, you need to book the more expensive one.
Hmm.
So I was like, well, I never gave anyone my password, and now I'm stuck. So
Yeah.
um, I paid for the more expensive one, and it was slow. I think I got like 8 megabits per second, and like 12 download and 8 upload was the fastest I could ever get.
That's crazy.
Horrible. Things took forever to load. Things wouldn't load. I didn't have any like connection. Like you walk and you lose it, and it stayed connected pretty much the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just slow. Like it
Okay.
would work,
Yeah.
but it was just slow.
But compared to like other ships, I mean, cruise ship Wi-Fi is never great. Like compared to
Yeah, but
land
the thing is
standards.
that I remember on Wonder it was fine.
Yeah.
Getaway was fine. Viva was fine. So I don't
Right.
know what was happening,
Okay. So it
but
was
it was
below
just no.
below average, I guess.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was bare of. Yeah, it was not.
Interesting.
But other than the app, other than seeing what the Freestyle Daily had, I mean, you could see what packages you bought and your onboard checking or your account.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there was nothing else to it, really. I know it's their
Okay.
new app,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Right. So I guess scale of 10, what would you rate like the app and the Wi-Fi connectivity overall? And I feel like I should put a disclaimer that Dimitri is very critical sometimes. He
Yeah, I'm
speaks
very
the truth. He
critical.
doesn't beat around the bush. He's
I was
critical.
gonna say, let me tell you, there's gonna be no sugar on the cupcake. Or no sprinkle milk.
No sprinkles on the
Um,
cupcake. He gets right to the point. He's going to tell you how it is. So
I'd
he's going
say
to be
like
probably a little
a
bit more
6 or
critical than I
7
am.
out of 10. A 6 or
7?
7 out of 10. Wi-Fi shouldn't be that slow on the newest ship. I should be able to see the menus. I should be able to book and reserve shows on the app. I
Right.
should be able to book my dinner on the app, and I should be able to see how busy a restroom is before I
Yes.
go there, like the main dining rooms.
Right. And I think, as I mentioned, like the Royal Caribbean's app is like the gold standard when I guess it comes to like the apps and all that, because like it does all that. You can see the menus, you can
Right.
see, you can make reservations, you can do all of that from the
Mhm.
app. So, kind of holding it to the peak there. I guess our Royal Caribbean app is typically a 10, so that's kind of what we base it off of. But yeah, I mean, it does its job, but at the same time, it probably could have been better. I'm assuming.
Mhm.
I mean that's kind of how it always is. But um, and then yeah, for the Wi-Fi, I mean that's kind of surprising that, especially because like I sailed on Star that's 25 years old, and it was flawless. So
Right.
I was actually surprised when you mentioned like it was a little bit slow. slower than normal.
It
On
surprised
Aqua.
me. It surprised all of it. Like, I couldn't even load the weather radar. I
Oh
couldn't
wow.
even load our camera app to watch our house. So that would take
Mm-hmm.
about 3 to 4 minutes to load.
Yeesh.
And then like if you tried to like scroll to see like what happened a couple hours ago, it
Mm-hmm.
would just
No,
like give up.
ain't happening.
Right. And it wasn't just my phone. My mom's phone wouldn't load it either. My dad's phone. And if people are gonna say, "Oh, Samsung issue," no, Apple didn't.
Right.
So yeah.
I guess moving on to our next category though is embarkation and check-in. How was embarkation day for you? Was it smooth? Was it chaos? You know, busy day in Miami, I'm assuming, as always. So, I mean, how did all that
Yeah,
go?
there were, you probably know better than I do. I don't know. There were like 8 ships, maybe 9. I don't remember. Maybe
I know
7.
it's I know it's 9 for Luna. It may
Yeah.
have been maybe 8, 7 or 8 probably for you from
Yeah.
what I remember.
Yeah. So we're in Tampa, so it was about a 4.5 hour drive. No traffic getting down there, but once we hit Miami is when all the chaos started. You've probably seen it all over Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Miami is a mess.
Yes.
The way our GPS took us was the port bridge, not the tunnel, because there was a marathon there that day.
Ah, that's right.
But this happens almost every day,
It
even
happens a
when
lot
traffic
more
is
than
flowing.
yeah, it happens a
I
lot
don't
more
know if
often.
something is closed, if someone knows, but it's a mess. We waited in traffic for close to an hour before we could even get to the terminal. And we
Oh
got
my
there
gosh.
around
That's from the
10:30.
bridge?
Yeah, from the bridge. It was raining. It started raining. It was just a mess.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible. Um, but once we got to the terminal, we dropped off the bags, went and parked inside the garage, walked into the terminal. It's Norwegian's new terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Never stopped walking. We just walked in, walked up the escalator, walked through security. There was no line. Walk straight to the check-in desk, walk straight onto the ship. That took maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes. I mean, it was
Okay.
as smooth as it could be once you got inside the terminal.
Gotcha.
But
As expected, I guess,
outside
in
the
that
terminal
sense.
was no good.
Somebody's making a guest appearance at the moment.
Oh, hi, Bell.
That's good. I mean, that's insane. And I feel like as far as like the traffic, getting to Miami, again, it seems like um, anytime that tunnel's out, good luck.
Right?
Thankfully it doesn't happen all that often, but it does happen from time to time. Um, that is crazy though. But at
Yeah.
least I guess it made up for it in the sense that like the actual check-in process and going through the terminal and all that. I guess anything that Norwegian actually had any part of in this category actually went smoothly, so that's good.
Yep.
And you said no issues like with check-in, everything, all the documents were there, stuff like that. So no, that's good. All right.
Yep.
So I guess before we move on, out of 10,
Sorry, I'm taking a tangent. You can use the app for like you just use a little barcode to check in.
oh
I
yes,
just screenshotted it and used it. You can do whatever. So
oh a screenshot works.
yeah, it worked. It was just
Okay.
a barcode.
Okay, that's how it
Actually,
was on
yeah,
Star out of Tampa as well. But I always kept like the barcode open on the app because there's sometimes like those QR codes or the barcodes, like if you screenshot it, it doesn't read it right for some
yeah.
things. So that's good to know. I guess if you just want to screenshot it, keep it in your camera roll. But yes. So moving on, but out of 10, before we move on, embarkation / check-in process.
I'd say 9 out of 10, and I'm only docking it because Miami sucks, and Norwegian only sends their new ships to Miami. So
Yes, and it's. I guess the crazy part is like as you said, it was quick and easy to get to Miami, but through Miami was the problem. And it's like even for us who like to take the Bright Line, and that's actually what we're gonna do for Luna coming up here. Even if it was everybody stuck on the bridge, like that would still mean it takes us an hour to get from the Bright Line station that's across the street, basically.
Yep.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's not the case when we go. But I guess good that we got a 9 out of 10 there. That's always a good plus. That's always a good.
Yep.
sign there. So moving on to our next category is the service. Whether it's the room steward, bar staff, the waiters, all the crew just around the ship. How the service was.
So we never had an issue with service. Everybody was nice. Everyone was friendly. The bartenders were good. They're always smiling. Everybody was always good. The cruise director was amazing.
Who was it?
Jeff. Yeah, some
Jeff.
short little Filipino guy who was great. Bartenders were good. Anytime, their saying around the ship was double shot, why not? So I was like, double shot, why not?
Oh, love that.
Right. But our room steward was good. I don't know, this
what was his name?
just goes. His name was Putu. So Putu, if you're watching this, we love you. Just kidding. But out of all the rooms, I had seen him in the hallway. He introduced himself, I introduced myself. I was like, oh, because we had an inside cabin, so he had all the bunk beds down. I was like, oh, could you just put them up and separate the bed, because I was with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it. Later that evening, I'm like, how did he remember that me wanted that? And then the next day, I had gone to him and said, hey, my sister needs extra towels for her hair. And then for the rest of the cruise, he left us extra towels. So it's
nice.
Okay, that's fine.
When you ask, they go above and beyond, basically.
Right, yeah, because he could easily forget that I didn't want extra towels every day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, around the ship, everyone was good. Nothing to complain about. Going to the dining room. The first night was pretty hectic. It was pretty slow. I don't know if I'll include this in this section or the food section, but overall, the dining room felt slow. We only tried Hudson's. We didn't try Commodore room. Okay. But it was about, usually you try to get people out within an hour. It was just a family of 4 of us. But dinners tended to take an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. And that's a little slow, and the staff kind of just seemed a little overworked in the dining room. And I don't know if because food was coming out, you could see food flying everywhere, and there were so many of them in there. You're like, why is it taking so long? But I don't know what was happening service, but we just felt that the main dining room took a long time.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's probably better to include in the service part than the actual, the food. Or I guess. Yeah, food's our next one anyways, but that's good that overall it was relatively good. As far as you mentioned the dining room, I remember there were parts of Star that were they seemed a little on the understaffed side, so you can kind of see where there may be just some stress areas there, but overall, good. So I guess I could kind of see where you're coming from when it's with that dining room being a little on the slower side. It's an hour.
Yeah,
an hour. It was just
to an
hour and a half.
You get your food, or you'd sit down. It'd be a couple minutes till they came over and filled your water and introduced themselves. Then a few more minutes till they came back and brought you bread. A couple more minutes till they came and do your appetizers. Mm-hmm. Then a couple more minutes. Then a long time to your appetizers, and then. One of the nights, our appetizers came out at the same time as our food. We're like, oh.
What?
And that was just kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah. The view was great. The staff was nice. One of the nights we had told them, oh, we're making a show, and they kind of brought things out a little bit quicker. So maybe that's the tactic. Tell them you have a show, and they'll bring it out quicker.
Yeah.
But half the other people are probably wanting to go to see a show too. So,
yeah. I feel an hour to an hour and a half is kind of expected for a main dining room type of meal, but anything more than an hour and a half is kind of pushing it and getting a little lengthy.
Yeah. Right.
But I guess that seems to be the only, the only thing to nitpick about the service though on the ship, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So as we then transition into food, for the service, out of 10, what's your score here?
I would say 9 out of 10. I didn't have any
9?
issues. I probably dock points. Why does nobody do towel animals anymore?
They don't?
No, I never saw a single towel animal on the whole ship.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's just.
I thought
I don't
I'd
know.
seen
I
something
didn't
about
see
that
it.
a while back. Yeah, that they stopped doing it. I know MSC does not do them. They've never have. But
They never had.
interesting that NCL doesn't anymore. I wonder, I forgot when, but I feel like I heard about them not doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Reason unknown, but interesting.
Right.
But very good. Decent score so far. I've actually got more 9s, as critical as Dimitri can get. I'm surprised I've gotten a couple 9s already. But good to hear. Good to hear. So off to a good start. But moving on into the food. So you mentioned the food service, had a couple pain points in Hudson's at least. But the food overall, like, how was it? And I guess, what was your favorite restaurant?
So, in this class of ship, they have both the buffet and the food hall.
Mm-hmm.
We had something similar, obviously, in Viva. I liked the concept a lot. The food was good. We never said anything was bad about the food, but the food was just okay. It was nothing amazing for like the
Okay.
free stuff, even in the dining room.
Right.
You can bring up the argument that, oh, the buffet doesn't have as much selection or how much variety, but then that's why they have the food hall, so you can go get your Indian food down there, your steak food down there, your smokehouse food, whatever they call it. But I
If
don't
you're
know.
looking for the variety, go there.
Right.
Basically.
I did like how, I'm not a picky eater, but like, I just want a burger without sriracha sauce and sauerkraut on top, or blue cheese, or all the crap that they put on it.
Looking
And it's
at
like they just,
UMSC.
yeah, I just learned that. Even Royal too. When I was on Wonder, I was like, why can't I just get a plain hamburger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they had like the simple stuff,
Yeah.
cheese pizza, not pineapple ham turkey pizza or whatever they do.
Yeah.
But the buffet is too small. I know everyone has said it. It's still too small, even though you can still go around the buffet to get to the pool.
Yep.
Still too small. The food was still good. I'll stay on the food topic.
I know
Dining room
NCL's
food was
got like the
fine.
best. NCL's got usually the better food when it comes to free food, at
I was
least.
gonna say
They usually
like
are always on the better side too. So like when you're saying like as expected, or at least like in my opinion, like when I say as expected from NCL, that's a good thing.
Right. Yeah, like like sometimes you go on a cruise and the food's like, like it just doesn't look appetizing, or it's like not that good.
MSC.
Everything was fine. Everything was good. You got everything. They changed some things up here and there. But like the other thing is like in the buffet, like I just want chocolate chip cookies. I don't want honey brown macadamia nut cookies. As much as 3 people on board may want those, just give me some chocolate chip cookies.
Right.
And same with like the cake. Like, why do I want butternut squash maple cake or something like that? I just all right.
Give us the basics. If
right.
you're gonna give us like the crazy stuff like that, give us also the basics.
Right. So, main dining room food was good. Menu changed every day. It kept the same classics. The 5 things. So
French
if you
onion?
ever needed,
French onion soup.
French onion soup was there every day. I had it every day in the buffet. I love you.
Yes. NCL's got good French onion soup too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Dining room was good, and then we did specialty dining.
Okay, which ones?
We did Hasuki, which is the teppanyaki, and we did Cagney's, which is the steakhouse, and then my parents did Palomar.
Okay.
Without us, Womp. They said Palomar was amazing. That's the Mediterranean seafood. They like that kind of stuff. Little tapas stuff. They loved it. They said it was great. Hasuki was good. You can't go wrong with teppanyaki. I still think Norwegian has the best teppanyaki experience, from the food portions to the choices that you can get. And I mean, the shows are all the same. They all do the
Yeah.
little anaconda with egg.
Yeah, they do the anaconda with the egg. They do the little choo-choo
Right.
train
Yeah.
with the
They do all
onions.
that. But it was good. It was great. Same with Cagney's. They never disappoint. I'm not a big foodie, but the steak was really good, and it was well worth it. I know it was included with our cruise, and then we had the platinum dinner or whatever it's called. So we used that as well, but it was really good.
So that's a good thing to, I guess, point out there, because I know a lot of I always see a lot of complaints about NCL, like, oh, they have all of these amazing restaurants, but you got to pay for all of them. But like, as you mentioned, so you didn't pay for any of them, did you? Or maybe your parents paid for Palomar, maybe?
No, so Norwegian gets you. They got to get you somewhere, you know what I mean?
Right. They're going to give you a lot of freebies, so they got to get you somewhere.
Right. So they booked a balcony. We had it inside. Balcony comes with 2 free dinners. Inside only comes with 1 free dinner. So they technically, and then because they're platinum, every cruise you get a free dinner for 2.
Okay.
So they use their 3. So they use their 2 for the free at sea, and then their 1 for the platinum dinner. So they didn't pay anything. Then for me and my sister, we used the 1 free at sea and then the 1 platinum dinner.
Okay.
So technically we could have done that 3rd night, because technically I have a dinner for 2 and she has a dinner for 2, and we could have just paid for each other, and not paid anything. But whatever.
That's good.
We didn't care for Palomar. We just went to the buffet.
Right. That's good. That's a good thing to know, though, is like, all these specialty, things, and it's like, oh, why do you have to pay for all these? But like you said, I mean, this is a 7-night cruise, and at least you're on your parents' side, since they got the 2 from the balcony, they got 3 nights worth of specialty dining for free, or the 3 nights or whatever I said. But that's good. That's pretty significant. That's half the cruise almost.
And the thing is that, like, even if you paid, because they were running like a 2-for-1 promotion the whole cruise, even if you paid $100 between 2 restaurants, trust me, the steak at Cagney's would have been $100 steak if you went to a regular steakhouse, let alone itself. Yeah. So, and even if you go to Kobe, what is it, $40-$50 per person to go
50.
eat at a Japanese steakhouse?
Yeah. So no different than prices at home.
Yeah, right. Hi, Coop. I see you.
Hi, Coop.
We love you. But yeah, no, food was good. Never had anything bad. I'd probably rate it an 8 out of 10, only because, like, I want chocolate chip cookies, not banana butterscotch cookies or whatever they have. Oh, and then the other thing is that, like, for breakfast, okay, you have hash browns one day, but then the next day you won't have hash browns. One day you'll have chocolate muffins, and then you won't see them the rest of the cruise. One day you'll have frosted flakes, and then they'll be gone for the rest of the cruise. Like, why is things changing every day?
Gotcha. So the food overall was good. There was just some inconsistencies, essentially.
Right. And, like, the options of said food.
Yeah. Okay, so that's understandable. So I guess that makes sense where the 2 points come from. But it's, overall good. I mean, like you mentioned, the NCL has some of the best specialty dining, and of course their free food. That's kind of the opposite of NCL or MSC, is where their free food is completely lacking, but their specialty is phenomenal. So,
right.
And I like that you mentioned for the teppanyaki, they give you a lot of options and choices. That's like, MSC is really, really good. Kaito is amazing, but they limit you, basically, like, they tell you what you're going to get. Like, you get like 2 options of your 5 course.
2 or 3 options. Yeah, Norwegian, I mean, you can do the sushi, the noodles, you can get single entrees, you can get double entrees, you can get mix and match. I mean, you can do all this stuff. And the other thing is, like, on MSC, I felt the portion was like nothing.
A little on the small side.
Yeah, a little bit on the small side. So
yeah, that's good. That's good.
It was good.
And so 8 out of 10, another solid pick here. the next category here is a layout and condition, and this is a good one here for you particularly because you've sailed on Viva, and I know
Yes.
one of my first questions that I had for you when you got on board was, how did it feel in comparison? Because these are 10% larger, and a lot of people talk about how they've fixed a lot of the issues with the Prima and Viva, the quote unquote issues with Prima and Viva, where the pain points were. So I'm definitely interested to see like how you thought the comparison was, and then obviously overall like how it truly was in general.
So, Prima and Viva have gotten their, what do you call it? Their pain points. You could immediately tell where Norwegian fixed. Let's say Hi Bell. Somewhat like they took that feedback back and they made changes. On Viva, the comedy club was too small.
Right.
They moved the comedy club and made it twice the size. Le Bistro was too small. They moved Le Bistro and made it bigger. They also made Cagney's bigger. Great.
Nice.
Teppanyaki was too small. They moved Teppanyaki and they made it like triple the size. Great.
Right.
You can definitely tell where the ship was longer.
Yeah.
Which would obviously I don't know how many more feet it's longer. Probably Brick Executive, you probably know better than we do.
Right. And hello, Chris. I see you in the chat.
Chris, sorry,
Thanks for hanging
man, I
out.
know
10 days
you.
till Apex. Yeah, hope you have a great cruise and good to see you in the chat. A big shout out to our members as always. Thank you all for your support for all of our members here. But good to see you guys and good to see you, Chris.
Yeah. So you can definitely tell where they lengthened the ship. The number one place is obviously the pool deck. The pool deck is 10 times better than the said pool deck in quotations that they call on Prima and Viva.
Yes,
the racetrack was just huge, but it's so much more open. There's plenty of chairs. We never had any issues finding chairs the whole cruise, even on sea days. Plenty of room.
Even in just the pictures. Yeah, even in just the pictures that you had sent me and that I've seen of the ship, like, having done the tour of Prima myself as well, like, that was one of the first things I felt, and I immediately go, I see exactly where this was coming from.
Right.
On the pool deck, it was a small pool, and then it was also just, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a very small pool deck, but at least in the pictures, and I'll get to find out for myself soon in Luna. But it looks like, significantly longer and larger pool deck there.
Yeah, it was great. No issues up there, besides the fact that, like I said, I'm going back to that it was raining. I'm also in this boat is like Voyager class, Conquest class, where there's nowhere to walk from the back to the front on the pool deck that's covered. Like on the sides, you can walk underneath the top deck.
Okay.
Like on the sides, they have like shaded areas on the sides.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to get from the front to the back without getting wet. So.
Oh, in the case if it's raining.
Yeah, in case if it's raining.
I see.
But, oh well, who cares? Like I said, they fixed, you can go through Palomar to get to the buffet instead of going through the buffet to get to the back elevators. Yay. They kept Palomar and Sukhothai if they're open for buffet seating. The buffet's crowded. I never sat in there, like, besides one or two times. Just go across the hall. It is, like, quiet. There's nobody over there.
Did you try Sukhothai by chance? That was like the big new addition to Aqua and Luna, in place of the Food Republic. Did you try that?
No, and it was like never busy.
Really? Interesting.
Right. So same with like the sushi bar. I know like if you don't have a sushi bar, it's like a big, but like it wasn't busy. So like I don't know why they keep putting them there, but
the sushi bar is paid, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
That's probably part of it.
It's like Los Lobos, like you can kind of do like a lunch kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Anywho, design of the ship, great. I wish they did more changes in the decor between Viva and Prima and Aqua. Like the carpet was the same, the blue on the walls was the same, the mural was the same. They did make the atrium a little bit bigger. They kind of moved around some shops. They moved around some little areas, some stages and stuff. I still don't like the single atrium, but there's nowhere to put a second atrium, so I guess I can't complain.
Right.
Like if you're trying to do deal or no deal in the atrium, when I'm trying to just walk through, and people are like standing everywhere, like it's kind of frustrating. It is what it is. I like the ship. The promenade deck is amazing. The infinity pools are amazing. The regular pool is amazing. The slide was great. The Aqua coaster slide. Spoiler alert, it was working the whole cruise and not broken, besides when a lady decided to like drop her phone in the conveyor belt and it got stuck. It ruined it for the rest of us. So I couldn't take my phone up there. But other than that, it was great. The ship flowed well. The other thing is, people said the local was too small. They made the local bigger. So you can't fault Norwegian, but it's like all these little pain points that are still there. Like I still have to go, if I'm in my soaking wet bathing suit from the pool and I want to go on the slide, I got to go inside through either a restaurant or the buffet, through the elevator banks, upstairs, back out and around, through the golf course, and then up to the slide. Why is there just not like a staircase from the slide deck to the pool deck? That would have solved that issue.
Kind of like, I guess an example would be like, I guess the only thing I can really think of like as an example would be like on the, say like the Dream or the Vista class ships from Carnival, how they have like that little center ring kind of in the pool deck, like where it's like the Lido, and then there's like a little deck that's covered, and there's like the top sun deck, and they have stairs that go from each of those levels individually.
Exactly. They need those. That's all they need. I see.
Right. Instead of having to go into the actual elevator lobby and then go up. So that makes sense.
Yep. Exactly that.
I see. Okay. No, it's good. And you mentioned so I guess going back to the slide, so that was obviously the big thing, going from Prima and Viva to Aqua as well. And you mentioned, so you can take your phone. It was just in this scenario or this particular week, somebody screwed it up for the rest of you.
Or GoPro, but a lady ruined the fun and she dropped her phone and it got stuck and lost. And they're like, no thanks. So yeah.
Gotcha. So typically yes, but somebody ruined it for the rest of you. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
The line was kind of lengthy. Sometimes, but like it was pretty short other times, because I don't want to say it's kind of a one and done. I did it a few times. I did it maybe 5, 6, 7 times throughout the whole cruise. But like, a lot of people are like, one and done, like I did it. It's a lot faster than it looks, and it's pretty chill in the tube. But we like the ship. It feels more like a fancy hotel. I mean, what people forget, and what the other half of my family forgets, they're like, where is, the full size this? Where's all this? Where's the Aqua show? The ship is half the size of those.
Yeah.
And you should remember that. And I guess another thing is elevators.
Destination?
Fine. Maybe a little slower. They're not smart elevators. They're just regular elevators.
Maybe
a little slower. I didn't end up taking the stairs very often. They were fine. Maybe like when a big show got out or whatever.
As expected.
It was busy. But other than that, it was pretty good. What else?
I'm trying to think. You mentioned that the atrium was larger. So one of the things that I noticed when walking through the atrium of Prima was the staircases. Very, very beautiful atria by itself. It's very elegant, very like luxurious feeling. But I noticed like the staircases that were within the actual lobby area or the atrium area were like extremely narrow. Like a heavier set fella may have some trouble getting down those steps by themselves?
So the steps in the atrium, they're barely wide enough for two people to put like one person to pass each other, you know.
Right.
But even we even noticed like the regular staircases, they're like thin too. It's like only two people, like they can only pass each other. I was like, huh?
Like the
Really?
regular elevator bank staircase?
Yeah, like it was just one person, like, you know, you just kind of have to pass each other. There's not like,
Yeah.
you know, room in the middle for a third person or whatever.
Interesting.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the atrium a little bit bigger. They changed the layout a little bit. They added kind of like a little stage area. They moved around the whiskey bar and the Belvedere bar, which I liked. But
Very nice.
the
So it
ship,
sounds like they made a lot of improvements. You know, they kind of they learned from a lot of, you know, the pain points of Prima and Viva and improved where they could.
I maybe felt so. I talked to a couple people around the ship. I felt more crowded than Viva did. I don't know what the space per passenger. I don't know. I'm not that crap.
Yeah.
But the it just felt more busy. I know in Europe maybe that wasn't the best. What do you call it? Test, because there were no sea days. So I mean, if you're on an excursion all day,
Yeah.
you're busy. I mean, you're tired, and you just
Yeah.
go back to your room, you know, and you're just getting ready for the next day.
It's true.
So it was nothing bad, like, you know, nothing or like, oh, that's horrible.
Right.
But like
Every ship's going to be crowded.
right, it was fine. It was okay. It maybe was a little bit more crowded than we expected it to be, but then other people said it was the opposite. So
Yeah.
I was maybe the only one with that opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
I'm just dumb.
So out of 10, layout, I guess condition is kind of the thing, but it's the newest ship in the fleet. I had expected to be.
I was gonna say there was not a single
top.
place on the ship that I felt was run down.
Good. As expected.
It all looked brand new. It was fine. It still smelt new. I know they have like the smoking casino area.
Mm-hmm.
Glad it's contained, you know.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, I mean the ship is basically brand new.
Very good. Very good. So out of 10, layout and condition out of 10.
I'd give it an 8 only because there's still all these pain points of venues filling up too fast. That the venues, even though you made the venues bigger, they were still not big enough.
Okay.
People didn't really flow very well, especially in the atrium area. Like if something's going on, you just avoid the atrium. You just go around.
I see.
And then, so those will be my 2 points for docking it and not giving it a 10. But I mean, it feels like a fancy hotel. The promenade deck is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way the ship is decorated is amazing. The pool deck, you did such a good job redoing it. And I don't know, I just enjoy that. Now with Aura, I think having
bigger.
6 or 7 water slides
Yes.
is better. Like instead of having one slide and like one thing for people to do,
It's not a one and
spread
done.
them out. Give them a ropes course. Give them some slides. And then like I know they fixed this on Aura, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but they have the kids splash pad, and then they have the adult slide. You know, you have to be a certain height, weight. But what about for like those younger kids, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you know, in that kind of between teen years, for them to go like in a small little water park or a small something for them to go run around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So those kids were stuck at the adult pool. So then they were like kind of in the mix of everything. So they're fixing that on Aura. They're doing a dedicated spot for them. They're moving the kiddie area to the bow. And then they're doing by the kiddie area on Aura, Viva, and Prima, or Aqua, Viva, Prima. They're putting like a little other pool up there. So good. Yay.
Very good. And so actually, it's a good transition to our next category here is the activities. We dove a lot into that, so maybe we can kind of run through this one super quick since we're kind of coming up, not quite on time, but we're getting there. But activities, was there, other than the big aqua coaster, like what else, was there anything like standout attractions here on board the ship, or like, were you always busy doing stuff?
Yeah, there was always something to do. Norwegian does a pretty good job with this. Going back to the design of the ship, the theater. So I kind of mentioned this to Brandon, but they're trying something to be more freestyle again. People didn't like being tied to a schedule, so they're not requiring reservations on the ship for any of the shows,
Oh,
which
yes.
causes an issue that I need to be there 45 minutes early or I'm standing, which is kind of stupid. I
I
know
see
they're
both
trying
sides of
it. They
that.
want to try it in a couple ships.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. They said they're still up in the air getting feedback.
Yeah.
But
I can see both sides of that because it's like they want to be more freestyle, don't have to require none of the BS with the reservation system, but at the same time, the reservation system is how you can get a good seat. So
right. So yeah, there was that. During the day, stuff at the pool. Every night, there's deal or no deal. There's shows. They only did like the Prince show and the Element show one night of the cruise. So they did it like one day and then like one day. And then like the other night they had like the comedians, two showings, early and late. But like, why didn't you show the show a couple times throughout the cruise to kind of spread people out,
Right. Okay.
So that was kind of weird, but it was fine.
Yeah. That's good. And then so I guess to clarify, we know the answer, but the Aqua Coaster, free of charge, free 99.
Free of charge.
Free of charge, correct. So that's good. That's a bonus over the go-karts, I will say. Like, as much fun, and obviously there's a reason, the go-karts are crazy. They have maintenance, they have all sorts of stuff, so it makes sense why they would charge. Right. But it is nice that the big main attraction is no longer a paid attraction, kind of like the previous ones. So, the whole top pool deck isn't something you have to really pay for. Like it originally felt like with Prima and Viva. There was that tiny little section for the pool deck, and then everything else was paid.
Right. And, a lot of people were saying, oh, Norwegian nickels and dimes. You can get on this ship and not pay a single cent for anything extra. I don't think there's a reason, unless you don't like the vibes at the pool deck for jazz music, to go pay for Vibe Beach Club.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the issue. And then like
I noticed that on Star as well.
Who cares about the Haven,
Right.
The Vibe was pretty busy, so I mean I get why they put it on their ships. But
it's a huge area.
That, yeah, I mean yeah. Fine.
So activities out of 10.
The entertainment itself was pretty good. Anything that we went to go see was good. I'm not even going to rate the comedian because the comedian can change next week. So we had gone to the under 18 show and the 18 show for the same guy, and it was the same exact show but an F-bomb every other 2 words. So it's like, okay. I would say a 7. Wow. Only because my 3 reasons: venues aren't big enough, shows aren't as frequent, and there were some nights where there's only one thing happening. And Norwegian, nobody wants a 70s party. All the people who know the music from the 70s are almost dead, and they're in their bed by the time the party even starts. So please get rid of the 70s party and make it something else.
Wow. All right. Oh, that's funny. All right. Next one is, and we've mentioned the itinerary in the past, but the ports. Where did we go to? How did you like the ports? I know you mentioned like this is basically if you're going to go on a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise, this is the exact route you're going to do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no deviations from this, but proceed.
Right. So it was Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, Tortola, and Great Stirrup Cay. I like how the first day is a sea day. I always enjoy that. I don't like having a port as soon as I get on the ship the next day. Puerto Plata, amazing. Tano Bay, we just there's a lazy river resort shopping area kind of right off the ship. You don't have to leave the port area. Less than a 5-minute walk. Pool area, chairs, free. Music. There's a DJ pool and regular pool. There's swim up bars. Amazing. Please do this everywhere. So that was good. We were with Beyond. It was decently busy. I'm worried for 3 ship days. Make sure you get out there early. 2 ship day, 2 medium-sized ships, I'd say. It was kind of busy. We kind of struggled to get a chair, but we also waited a couple hours to get off. So that's not my parents. But Puerto Plata, great. Had plenty of time in the port. We were there from like 7 to 5. Plenty of time. St. Thomas, we were there. St. Thomas is St. Thomas. Everybody's been there. We did Megan's Bay as everybody else does.
Yeah, I've noticed that. That's
pretty,
very pretty beach, but everybody goes there.
Yeah, everybody goes there. There were 4 ships in port, including Icon. The Icon left at 2 o'clock, so by like lunchtime, everybody was already kind of heading back.
That's crazy.
We like Megan's Bay. It wasn't that busy. We were able to find an area that wasn't crowded or anything. Beautiful beach. It rained a little bit. Love St. Thomas. There's nothing wrong with it. Tortola, I think besides Norwegian, Disney, I think that's all who goes to Tortola on a regular basis.
Yeah, Tortola's not very frequently visited.
Right. And we were there with Queen Victoria, which was a nice surprise.
That's cool.
Maybe the only time I'll ever see that ship. She looked rough. There were multiple ambulances throughout the day on the pier, as per usual. They were on like a 30-day UK Southampton Caribbean cruise, whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Tortola's beautiful. We were going to do an island tour. We had done that last time we were there and kind of stopped at a beach and stuff. But by the time everybody else in our party decided to stroll off, it was too late for us to start a whole tour of the island. So we just walked around the town, got pictures of the ships, kind of just meandered for a little bit, and went back to the ship. It was rainy, kind of again. Yeah, occasionally celebrity, Chris. But it's not very visited, and it's beautiful. The water color, I mean, it's great. I love Tortola. I'd go back in a heartbeat. But we are.
Perfect. Yes, this is the exact itinerary we have on Luna.
Exactly.
About a month. So I'm actually looking forward to it because it seems like great places. I've actually never been to Tortola. So
yeah, it's great. Then a sea day, and then Great Stirrup Cay. Great Stirrup Cay, we're doing all the renovations, we're doing all the stuff. I was pleasantly surprised. I know there's a lot of construction going on, kind of takes away from the whole image, but the whole picture, like what's going to happen to it. I think they've got a home run. They've got the water park coming in. The island is huge. There's plenty of beach space. They've got a brand new pool, swim up bars, multiple beaches, like 4 different beaches. Sure, one could ask for more land activities. I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop that yet.
I think they announced the go-karts.
Did they? Oh, okay. Well, you just said it. So there's going to be a lot more activities to do. Good job.
I'm like,
you can't keep anything.
No, it's like I'm like 99% sure they've already announced the go-karts.
All right. Well, for the 8 people watching, now you know. Go tell your friends that Brandon told you.
So.
The island itself is beautiful. It was just like when I visited Ocean Cay. We were one of the first ships to stop at Ocean Cay a few years back, and you could still tell the island was being developed. And then when we went the recent time on Seascape, it's so much better.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for them. We enjoyed Great Stirrup Cay a lot. I'm glad there's a pier that can actually dock there. So yeah. See, Chris didn't even know. This is why you come here, folks. This is where everything happens. But no, it was a good time. Wonder and Allure were in Coco. Got some great pictures of them.
That's kind
we
of,
enjoyed
that was
that.
our
It's nice to continue.
biggest, yeah, and I guess going back to what, your comments about Great Stirrup, I think that was when Caleb and I reviewed the Star last week. That was like our biggest thing, is like we gave it it was like a lower score with like an asterisk to it. Like, we know it looks like it's going to be a 10 out of 10, but it's just not quite there yet. Like,
It's not quite there yet.
it's not done yet,
So
basically. But when it's done, it's going to be amazing.
yeah, so I'll give the stops an 8 out of 10, and the 2 reasons I won't will be because Great Stirrup Cay is not done yet. Just stop sending ships there.
Yeah, that's,
Do what you need. But the thing is that they were working when
Yeah.
we were there.
That's
They
good.
were actually putting in piles for the pier, laying concrete. The concrete cement trucks were going by. They were planting trees. Like, they're actively working on it. But I don't know if sending ships away, give them a couple weeks, they could get more done.
Yeah.
And then the other point I'll deduct is Norwegian. Let's spice it up. Let's add St. Martin in there. Let's add St. Kitts in there. Let's add San Juan in there. Maybe add Cabo Rojo.
Let's do more than one route.
Yeah, right. Like,
Instead of
throw
the-
in a San Juan in there instead of St. Thomas, or St. Martin, or St. Kitts. So
Give people a reason to
those
do
are
a
the two reasons
back-to-back.
I like it.
Give reasons to do a back-to-back. If you're going to do Eastern, because this is a great itinerary, but also, the following week, if you're going to go to Eastern, do, like you mentioned, San Juan, St. Martin, St. Thomas, and Great Stirrup or something like that,
Right. I do like the 2 sea days over the 3 sea days. I don't think
Yes.
it's necessary to have that many sea days on a cruise.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I like that, because I know Royal, they just go to St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Nassau, or Coco
Yeah.
Cay, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you can add something else in there. You can go to San Juan too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I guess while we're kind of in the lieu of ports as well, you mentioned some of the ships that you saw. The ship spotting on the ship, I guess, rating off of the ships that you got to see, like, were they good ones, bad ones, don't care? And then also just like, is it like the Oasis class where the glass is taller than your forehead? You can't see over the
Oh, you're
railings.
saying like where, like, for, like, as a photographer ourselves, like, how
Yeah,
is it?
Exactly. Like, did you get good? Did you yourself get good content? Did you see good ships? And then also, like, were there plenty of spots around the ship to also like have good vantage points? Was it photogenic?
Yeah, I was not really ever limited on what I could, what I wanted to get. It's always cool. I miss it on all these newer ships to go to the bow, or the top deck at the front of the ship, to watch us come in. It's a crew area on the Prima class. And the bow itself is shielded. You can go up there, but you can't see out.
Right.
Sure, I mean, you've kind of gotten used to it. The high glass is only by the pool, but if you step on like 1 or 2 steps on the hot tub, like to go up to the hot tubs, you can see over the glass, and then it's short glass up there.
Oh, okay.
So if I ever needed to get pictures off the side, I would just walk to the hot tub. And 2 decks up, the sun deck, good views up there too. And then the whole promenade. Downstairs, deck 8, you can do whatever you want down there.
Nice.
So that's, I mean, sure, there's high glass at the top just by the pool deck, but everywhere else, it was
Nice.
fine. So, I mean, I was fine. I never had any issues.
Okay. So I guess out of 10, like the ships you saw and the vantage points throughout the ship and all of that, out of 10, I know it's kind of a silly category, but it's for us nerds essentially. But out of 10,
I'd say, yeah, 9 out of 10. The only issue, I can't go to the bow and I can't go to the front of the ship in general. The ships I saw, fine. Pretty cool to see Queen Victoria. Probably the only time I'll ever see her.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything was kind of lackluster with Beyond pretty much the whole trip. Got to see Icon kind of through the mountains.
That's cool. It's always fun to see an Icon class regardless.
Right, yeah.
Moving on to the room, and this one I'm curious about as well because we also have an inside room on Luna as well. So, how is the room?
It was perfect. Perfectly fine for an inside, a little bit bigger than a normal inside. I'll keep this short because I know we're going on time.
That's fine.
It was clean. There was a built-in nightlight kind of thing.
The little blue light?
We didn't see a blue light, yes.
I've noticed that a few people that are on Luna right now have been talking all about that. I'm like, it looks great, but like, is this not on Aqua?
It was on Aqua, and my sister found it too bright. But then, you can move it. So, if it's blinding you, you can move it. So, you can tilt it towards, the door or into the bathroom so that, it doesn't bother you as much. So there's that. The room was fine. There were two of us in the inside room. We didn't even use the third closet. There was plenty of space. Oh, wow. My sister does not pack lightly, and we didn't even use the whole closet.
Wow. I know these Prima class ships are known for having very large rooms compared to standard cruise ship cabins, so that's good.
Yeah, it was fine. It was good. The bathroom door automatically closes. I get why they did that, but at the same time, I'm like, every time I go in the bathroom, I don't want the door to close. Shower. I mean, a lot of cruise lines get this wrong. No water leaked out of the shower. Fan-flippin-tastic. Toilet, good suck. I know you always.
It's funny you mentioned the shower. When I don't know why it only happened the first day, but on Norwegian Star, the very first day I went to take a shower at the end of the day, the entire Atlantic Ocean was inside that bathroom when I got out of the shower. I don't know what the heck happened. It was only that one time.
A lot of cruise lines cannot get that right.
I don't know what it is.
And I'm like, or ships themselves, and I'm like,
yeah,
what the heck? But no, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, I guess the weird part was I was gonna say something. I was like, oh, I'll just call him in the morning and let him know. I never said. I forgot to say something, but when we got back and showered the next day, it was completely fine. I was like, okay, well maybe I don't have to say anything.
Yeah. Lots of space in the bathroom. I know MSC's bathroom, they are not laid out very good, but Norwegian bathroom was laid out good. Plenty of space for everything. It was good. It was fine. No complaints with the room. I kept my favorite channel on, the navigation channel, the whole time.
Very nice.
I will say there's no. I don't know if the what do you call it? The other ships on Royal or Carnival, they have a knob for the announcements.
Oh, I've noticed that. Yeah.
To control the volume. I'm not sure if they do or if they don't.
I don't remember.
Some of the announcements they force into the room, and then some they don't.
Yeah, it depends on the severity and the circumstance.
On the severity. Code Alpha was in every single freaking 1 o'clock in the morning. Code Alpha.
Oh, great.
Oh my god.
So out of 10, the room.
The room. 9 out of 10, only because I didn't like the bathroom door closing. It was fine.
Okay. And then our final one of the night is Debark.
10 out of 10. Took less than 2 minutes to go from the ship into the line. No line. We just kept walking to get to the car. No, I would say that was probably the easiest it's ever been.
Nice. Yeah, it's the worst part of the cruise, but at the same time, when it goes smoothly, a bad debark will leave a bad taste in your mouth for the entire experience. So it's,
right. But I will say
important.
We got off pretty early. We got off self-assist was between 7:30 and 8:30, so we got off around 8-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Get off early. The traffic was already building for taxis and everything else. Please just get off the ship as soon as you can. And people said even if you pre-request your Uber the week before you leave, if you tell them you're going to be there 9 o'clock and they're stuck in the traffic, you're screwed. It's just a mess.
Yeah. So good though. I mean, a 10 out. I mean, again, that was the only 10 throughout the entire thing. And again,
Yeah.
it's one of those, when we do our scales of, with our reviews here, like if you there's nothing that's going to get a perfect 100 either, like, and even getting a 90, I mean, that getting a 90 and above is like really tough to do, because I mean, you got to check every box in every category. So I mean,
Is that what it came out to? 90?
no, not quite. But if you want to give your, I guess, like an overall score of what you thought, and then I'll let you. And then I just finished up the totals here. But like, what would you give it out of? I guess out of 100 or out of 10, like as an overall cumulative package.
We had a great time. Ship was good. Food was good. Service was good. So like, what more can you ask for? Maybe
Right.
we're picky because we've done so many cruises, but like
Right.
I would go back again in a heartbeat.
Well, good, because you're going back in a month.
I mean, right? Yeah, I mean, I'd give it like an A, like maybe an A minus, but like it was a good cruise. Like you can't wish for anything else.
Okay. Overall, I guess with everything taken into consideration, we got an 84 out of 100, which is actually our top ranked ship of the year so far. So
Great, and of course it is, because it's Norwegian's newest ship, and
Yeah.
if they didn't get their newest ship right after getting their previous two not so right, there'd be an issue.
Right, exactly. But again, like I mentioned earlier, like it's with our rating scale, it's tough to get it's tough to even get a 90, and not from a trying to be a picky standpoint. It's just again, you gotta check a lot of boxes and do everything right to even get a 9. So, which we had a lot of those this time around, which is really good. So on our scale, it's the top one. It goes. Star was an 82, 83 for Grandiosa, but then we got an 84 for Aqua. But this is our highest rated ship of the year, which is great. But yeah,
like I said, Norwegian had a lot to fix on this cruise. And they fix a lot of things. Do I think it's perfect? No. But I'm excited for both Luna and Aura, and to see what Norwegian has in their future for their mega class thing that they're doing. I think they're going to hit up. And I think they're cooking. They've got new management.
Yes.
They've kind of fallen behind maybe a little bit, but I also think Carnival has also fallen behind, and MSC's taking the spotlight right now. Then MSC is very far from perfect.
Yes, exactly. I want to do a podcast about the whole investor drama with NCL. So that might be our next topic, maybe in the next week or so. But it is an interesting conversation, though.
I think they're going to try to make a comeback. I know the economy is probably not maybe going the right way, but I hope things turn in their favor.
Yeah, I do too.
And you know what?
It's not like they're in a bad position either. It's just like they're not struggling for cash. They're not in like a bad financial position. But when their growth rate is 9% since COVID, whereas their competition of Royal Caribbean is nearly 40% growth rate, like that's like why is NCL not getting a 40% growth rate too? Like that's where the investors are having problems. So, but yes, that's a different topic for a different day. But yes, exactly.
But the thing is that since Aqua came out last year, I haven't heard a single thing about her, and no news is good news, as we always say. So and you know what? From the consensus that we were getting around the whole ship, everybody else was having a good time. And even somebody I talked to at work today said, "Oh, we were on the Aqua in October and we had a great time. We actually booked her again because we liked it so much." That just goes to show they're doing something.
Right. If you book if you purposely go out of your way to book another the same ship a second time because you had that good of an experience, that really says something.
So,
but great.
Like I said, great time. I'm excited for Luna. I don't see any changes between Aqua and Luna besides the Moon Luna Climber jungle course on deck 20. But I think they're cooking for Aura. I don't think those deck plans are out yet. But
no, the deck plans for Aura aren't quite out there yet. Or at least the ones that are, there's a lot of redacted that's in those Aura deck plans. But yeah. So that'll do it for today's podcast. Thank you, Dimitri, for giving your review. of the Norwegian Aqua here. And of course, we've got some pretty cool podcasts coming up soon. And again, if you wanted to see first looks or get our review early on of the Norwegian Luna, stay tuned. In about a month, we'll be sailing on board that amazing ship, and we can't wait to bring you guys along board with us through the videos and content. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, whether you're here live on YouTube in our live chat. Thank you everybody that was here saying hello. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, thank you guys for listening all to this point. And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out.